If you are 60 or older today, take a moment and ask yourself, how long do you truly want to live? In India, the average life expectancy right now is around 70 to 72 years. That means many people never reach their 80s, let alone 85 or 90. But here's something interesting. I've met elders in villages of Punjab, Kerala and Rajasthan who are still healthy, active and sharp at 90. Even 95. They are not superhuman. They were not born with some special gene. Their secret lies in small choices they repeat every single day. Most of us believe that our lifespan is decided by fate. But science says something very different. Only about 25% of how long you live is due to your genetics. The other 75% is determined by lifestyle habits and how you take care of yourself. So why do some people pass away at 65 or 70, while others live strong and independent to 90? The answer is hidden in the everyday actions we repeat without even thinking about them. And here's what worries me most. There are 5 common habits among Indians over 60 that are quietly stealing 10, 15, even 20 years of life. Not deadly diseases that suddenly appear, not accidents, but habits we consider normal. Sometimes even healthy based on old advice. The truth is, after 60, your body changes. What worked for you in your 40s might now be harming you. In this video, I'm going to reveal these 5 deadly habits. But more importantly, I'll give you simple, practical changes you can start right at home. No complicated programs, no expensive equipment. These are small, doable shifts that make a huge difference. You'll also hear real stories of older Indians who made these changes and saw results within months. And here's something important I want you to remember. It is never too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80, your body still has an amazing ability to heal and recover when you remove what's harming it and add what helps it. You don't need to change everything at once. Start with one habit. Often fixing just one thing sets off a chain reaction that improves your energy, your sleep, your mood, and even your relationships. So as we begin, keep this in mind. This is not about just living longer. This is about living well, staying independent, being able to walk without pain, remembering your grandchildren's names without effort, waking up in the morning with the energy to enjoy the day ahead. In the next part, we'll start with the first deadly habit. It often hides right in your own living room. And many people don't realize its damage until their health has already started to slip away. Let me tell you about Ramesh, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Mumbai. Every morning, rain or shine, Ramesh would put on his sports shoes and walk for 30 minutes around the neighborhood park. He felt proud of himself. "I am staying active," he would tell his friends. But what Ramesh didn't realize was that his walk was not enough to protect him from a silent danger waiting in his own living room. After his morning walk, Ramesh would sit 3 hours reading the newspaper and doing the crossword, 2 hours watching cricket on TV, another 2 hours in the afternoon playing cards with friends at the community center. Evenings were spent sitting with his wife chatting or watching serials. By the end of the day, he was sitting for more than 10 hours. And here's the shocking truth. Recent research, including studies published in the American Journal of Epidemiology, shows that sitting for 8 or more hours a day increases your risk of death by over 60% if you are above 60. This is why sitting is now called the new smoking for seniors. But why does it affect people over 60 more than younger people? The answer lies in how our bodies change with age. After 60, your metabolism slows down by about 2 to 3% each year. Your circulation becomes less efficient. Your muscles lose strength faster when you are inactive. For a 40-year-old, sitting for hours might cause stiffness. For a 70-year-old, it can lead to dangerous health problems. This is something scientists call the exercise paradox. Even if you do 30 to 60 minutes of exercise a day, it doesn't cancel out the damage caused by sitting for the rest of the time. Think of it this way. If you eat one healthy meal in the morning but junk food for the rest of the day, that one meal won't save your health. Let's do a simple test right now. Sit in a chair with your arms crossed over your chest. Try to stand up and sit down 5 times without using your hands or swinging your body for momentum. Could you do it easily if you struggled or could not complete it? It's a sign that too much sitting is already stealing your muscle strength and independence. When Ramesh tried this test, he realized he could barely do it twice without losing balance. His doctor explained that long hours of sitting cause blood to pool in the legs, raising the risk of dangerous blood clots by up to 300%. It also affects how insulin works in your body, making diabetes worse. Most worrying of all, sitting reduces blood flow to the brain by as much as 20%, which can speed up memory loss and cognitive decline. But here's the good news. Ramesh turned things around by following something called the 50-10 rule. For every 50 minutes of sitting, he would get up and move for 10 minutes. He bought a simple stand for his newspaper so he could read while standing. During cricket matches, he would march in place or stretch during breaks. He took phone calls standing up. The results were amazing. Within 3 months, Ramesh could easily complete the sit-to-stand test 10 times. His energy improved. His blood circulation and sugar levels were better. He felt stronger, lighter, and more confident in his movements. You can do the same. Here are some easy ways. Set a timer to remind yourself to stand every 50 minutes. Walk around the house while talking on the phone. Do light exercises during TV breaks, leg lifts, arm circles, or even walking to the kitchen and back. If you read or knit, try doing it while standing for part of the time. Small, regular movements can make a big difference. You don't need a gym or expensive equipment. Your body simply needs you to move often. So ask yourself honestly, how many hours a day do you spend sitting? Write it down. Awareness is the first step to change. Once you know, you can begin to cut it down little by little. And here's something important. The danger of sitting too much is just one piece of the puzzle. The next habit we will talk about is something 80% of Indians over 60 are doing every single night, and it is aging them 3 times faster than normal. Let me tell you about Suresh, a 72-year-old retired bank officer from Delhi. Suresh prided himself on being disciplined. Every night, he went to bed at 11 and woke up at 5. 6 hours of sleep, and he thought that was enough. After all, he had heard many people say older people don't need as much sleep. But what Suresh didn't know was that this belief was slowly stealing years from his life. Here's the truth. People over 60 need just as much sleep as younger adults, 7 to 9 hours every night. And after 60, sleep becomes even more important because your body's repair processes slow down. During deep sleep, your brain clears out harmful proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Your immune system recharges. Your heart and blood vessels repair the daily wear and tear caused by stress. When Suresh only slept 5 or 6 hours, his body simply didn't have enough time to finish these vital repair jobs. And he was not alone. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that seniors who sleep less than 7 hours a night have a 50% higher risk of heart disease, a 300% higher risk of stroke, and lose their cognitive abilities up to 3 times faster than those who sleep enough. There's a simple way to check if you're getting enough quality sleep. Ask yourself, do you often feel an energy crash between 2 and 4 in the afternoon? If the answer is yes, it's likely you're not getting the deep restorative sleep your body needs, even if you think you are. When Suresh looked closer, he realized something surprising. He was waking up multiple times each night, sometimes without remembering it in the morning. These micro-awakenings kept his brain from entering the deep sleep stages. In fact, broken sleep can be even more harmful than short sleep. Many seniors fall into what I call the medication trap. They start using over-the-counter sleeping pills to help them fall asleep. But these medicines often interfere with deep sleep, creating a cycle where you need more pills, yet wake up feeling less rested. Suresh's turning point came when he discovered the 3-2-1 rule designed for older adults. No large meals 3 hours before bed. No liquids 2 hours before bed. No screens 1 hour before bed. But there was one more trick that made all the difference, creating a worry window. Each evening, Suresh would spend 15 minutes writing down anything that was on his mind about the next day. Then he would physically put the paper away. This told his brain, "You can rest now. We've already dealt with this." He also adjusted his bedroom temperature to between 20 and 22 degrees Celsius, which is ideal for older adults because our bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature with age. He bought blackout curtains to block all light, since even small amounts of light can disturb senior sleep cycles more than in younger people. The results were dramatic. Within 6 weeks, Suresh was sleeping a full 7 to 8 hours most nights. His afternoon tiredness vanished. His memory felt sharper. His doctor was impressed with improvements in his blood pressure and blood sugar. Most importantly, Suresh said he felt like himself again, calm, energetic, and able to enjoy the day. So what's keeping you from sleeping well? Common hidden disruptors for seniors include medicines that interfere with sleep cycles, needing to use the bathroom often at night, room temperatures that are too hot or too cold, anxiety about health, finances, or family. The key is to address these one by one. Good sleep is not just about quantity, but about quality, making sure you get enough deep restorative sleep each night. Sleep is the foundation of good health. Without it, every other healthy habit becomes harder. But even sleep problems are not as dangerous as the next habit. We will talk about something that silently affects the heart, the brain, and even how long you live. And for many older Indians, it begins right after a major life change. Let me tell you about Meena, a 68-year-old widow from Kerala. When her husband passed away, she didn't realize she was stepping into one of the most dangerous phases of her life. At first, she told herself she was just taking time to grieve. She stopped attending her temple group. She began declining invitations from her friends. She no longer called her relatives as often. Within 6 months, her life had shrunk to 3 places: her home, the nearby grocery store, and the clinic for her monthly checkups. Meena thought she was coping fine. She kept herself busy with gardening, cooking, and reading. But here's the truth. Keeping busy is not the same as staying connected. And for older adults, the difference can be a matter of life and death. The research is clear. Studies, including one led by Dr. Julianne Holt-Lundstad, show that chronic loneliness has the same effect on your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. For seniors, social isolation increases the risk of dying early by 50%, raises the risk of dementia by 64%, and increases the chance of heart disease by 29%. Why is loneliness so deadly? Your body treats loneliness like a real threat, the same way it reacts to physical danger. This triggers chronic inflammation throughout your body. It weakens your immune system. It raises stress hormones to unhealthy levels. And it begins to affect your brain, leading to memory loss and poor mental health. Here's a simple test for you. Think about how many meaningful conversations you had in the past week. Not just casual greetings, but real heart-to-heart talks. If you had fewer than 5, you are in the danger zone. If it's fewer than 2, you are in serious risk territory. Older Indians face unique challenges that make isolation more likely. Physical problems can make travel difficult. Friends of your own age may have passed away or moved away. Adult children are often busy or living in other cities. Even technology, if you are not comfortable with it, can feel like a barrier to connecting with others. Meena eventually realized something important. There is a big difference between solitude and loneliness. Solitude, choosing to be alone, can be peaceful and healthy. Loneliness is feeling disconnected even when you're surrounded by people. The key is having the choice and the ability to connect when you want to. Her turning point came when she started the One New Person a Month challenge. She was not looking for romance, just one meaningful new connection each month. She began volunteering at a local literacy program teaching adults to read. She joined a senior walking group. She started mentoring young women at a community center. But her biggest breakthrough came when she built intergenerational friendships. She began helping her neighbors' grandchildren with their school projects. She joined a community garden where she worked alongside people of all ages. She discovered that sharing her wisdom and life experience gave her a deep sense of purpose. Technology also became her friend. She learned to make video calls to her relatives in other states. She joined online groups for widows where she could share experiences and advice. She even started using local apps to connect with people in her neighborhood who had similar interests. 2 years later, Meena's life looks completely different. Her calendar is full. She has friends calling her every week. Her doctor has seen improvements in her blood pressure, her sleep, and even her memory. But most importantly, Meena says she feels needed, valued, and alive again. The truth is simple: human beings are designed for connection. Strong relationships help you live longer, think more clearly, and enjoy life more deeply. Isolation does the opposite. It shortens life and increases suffering. So ask yourself, who can you reach out to today? Maybe an old friend? Maybe a neighbor you've never spoken to? Maybe a local group you've been meaning to join? That one step might be the start of a healthier, happier, and longer life. But even if you have strong social connections, there is another hidden danger, something you might be putting on your plate every single day, thinking it's healthy while it is quietly damaging your body from the inside. Let me tell you about Arvind, a 74-year-old retired engineer from Chennai. Every morning for years, Arvind began his day with what he believed was the perfect healthy breakfast: 2 slices of white bread with jam and a tall glass of fresh orange juice. Decades ago, his doctor had told him to eat whole grains and get plenty of vitamin C, and he had followed that advice faithfully. But what Arvind didn't know was that this breakfast, which seemed healthy, was creating a storm of inflammation inside his body, a storm that was speeding up his aging and increasing his risk for multiple diseases. Here's why. That bread, even if it was brown bread, was raising his blood sugar higher than some sweets would. And the orange juice, though fresh and natural, was giving his liver a heavy load of fructose that it could no longer process efficiently at his age. After 60, our metabolism slows down, our insulin sensitivity decreases, and our body's ability to handle refined carbohydrates gets weaker. What might have been fine at 40 can become harmful at 70. Inflammation is the body's way of fighting harm. But when it becomes chronic, happening all the time, it damages your heart, your brain, your joints, and even your immune system. It's now known as the root cause of most age-related diseases in India, from heart disease and type 2 diabetes to arthritis, Alzheimer's, and even some cancers. Arvind's other healthy habits were also adding fuel to the fire. He ate low-fat yogurt that was actually full of hidden sugars. He cooked with refined vegetable oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation. He snacked on whole grain biscuits that still caused blood sugar spikes throughout the day. The signs were all there, but he thought they were just normal aging. His knees hurt most mornings. He felt tired even after a full night's sleep. He often had brain fog in the afternoons. Small cuts took weeks to heal. His mood was more irritable than before. The wake-up call came when his doctor showed him his blood test results. His C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, was dangerously high. His HbA1c suggested he was on the edge of diabetes. And his biological age, the age of his cells, was over 10 years older than his actual age. That's when Arvind made a change. He switched to what I call the